Well, hi folks, December 15th, late afternoon. Trust everyone's well. It's interesting how things are sort of progressing. As always, I've got several links in the description end, and a couple of those will have links on theirs as well. Rather than just give you too many links, we can just go to different sites. It's intriguing. I suppose the thing that I'm finding most intriguing is how many people are all excited and waiting for this miracle vaccine they're lining up for it. And because it's based on science. Yeah. Based on science. And I suppose the people really excited haven't really researched vaccines and science, but one who has is Dr. Mercola, and that'll be our first link. And rather than me sort of get onto it, listen to what Dr. Mercola says. He's got some really powerful information there. Powerful information. And talking about that, a friend of mine sent one of my videos, of course, with links to a friend of his, and supposedly a highly educated fellow, professional, and I can't sort of read his response to you, but it's one of the sad things in the world today. It's one of the sad things in the world, because this fellow isn't alone. There's a lot of highly educated people out there who are so damn brainwashed. They just, you feel, at times you feel empathy for them, and other times you want to give them a kick in the ass because of being so stupid. You just don't understand how they can't see what's going on, don't understand what's going on. But I suppose if you think about it, and these people do their work, stop in for a beer with their buddies, get home, turn on CNN or whatever mainstream media they watch, go to their Three Stooges social media platforms and get all the censored news there. So they're really not seeing what's happening. They're really believing what CNN is telling them, what the mainstream media is telling them. And if you live in Canada, just to give you a good example for that, if you live in Canada, our last link is from Rebel News. Fellow talking to a group of Chinese citizens. I'm not sure if they're military or what have you. They've been training at an Air Force base, an old Air Force base out of Red Deer, for 2 years. Think about that. Now, you really have to think about that. And if it doesn't sort of make you go, what? Well, I guess you're sort of one of the brainwashed people watching CNN all day long. Or CBC. Because if you have been watching CBC, when have they mentioned that? When have they mentioned that they have Chinese nationals training in Canada for that long? I find it interesting. It's because Chinese pilots are probably connected with the CCP, which you would think somehow connected with that. I mean, they don't go back and start their own airline company or fly privately. They'd be flying for an organized company, and all I can say is that's interesting. We'll go to, on the second link, is Jeffrey Prather, his updates. And of course, as I listen to Jeffrey Prather, I'm thinking of this friend of the fellow who sent my links out. And I've got his response, because the fellow who sent them out forwarded it to me. And I'm thinking, just feeling sorry for this guy. Not Jeffrey Prather, this other fellow. And, it just sort of goes to show most of us live our lives in an illusion, just totally not knowing what's going on. And we somehow, some of us get through it, some of us die early, some of us get in trouble, some of us do what you know how life goes. But can you imagine living your whole life just listening, just believing the BS that some people want you to listen to? And it's sort of sad. The next one is Farmer Jones, and in his description portion, he has several links. And again, Dr. Mercola is a physician. Jeffrey Prather is a ex-military intelligence. Farmer Jones is a lawyer. And then we follow with Dr. Chris Martenson, the War on Truth. He's being censored like crazy as well. So there's two links. The first link is to his YouTube, and then he provides a link in his description and how to go to his own website. And you have to register there with your email and your name. He doesn't, he wants to have real people there. Because he cannot say things on YouTube now that can save your bloody life. And it's sort of sad. And of course we finish off with the Rebel News blurb about Chinese pilots training in Canada. And they have said this themselves. They've been here close to 2 years. They speak very good English, so you can listen to that. And it's interesting. We live in wild, crazy times. And the crazy thing is that most people just don't know what the hell's going on. And what can you say? You can't argue with people who just are so brainwashed. What can you say? There's nothing you can say. You can try to show them open the window so they can take a look out. But if they don't want to look, what the hell are you going to do? All of the corruption, all the shenanigans, everything that's happened in the U.S. In the last 4 years and with this election, and people still think it's all okay. The people who are doing all the goofy crap are just really special people, and they're really looking after our best interests. And but the people who were thinking of the average people are the assholes. It's so I guess all the brainwashing on CNN worked. They proved you can brainwash intelligent people, highly educated people. You don't, and it's interesting. The people everybody else calls uneducated or the unwashed or what the hell you want to call us, why do we all see it? It's interesting. It's interesting. I'll leave it at that. And maybe you have some comments about that. Feel free to share those. And are you ready for your vaccine? You can have mine too if you want to take an extra shot. Take care. Bye for now.